and let's dash. So this is a double order where I had to go to 2 different restaurants for the same customer. The second restaurant was out of someone's house, so I had to call them and wait until someone brought the order out to my car. The customer wanted me to hand them the order, so that's what I'm doing. It took a little while. It's raining, there's traffic, and it's just gross out. So when people are like, oh, it's just down the street or it's not far, why should I tip? It's a lot. We don't get a whole lot extra from DoorDash. I think there's a little bit extra today because it's raining on a Saturday night as well. So some of those factors increase the DoorDash base pay, but it's still very much tip dependent. And you know, we brave traffic and the elements, and so people are like, you're just down the street, you're just doing that. It's not quite as easy. There are sometimes things that are constraints and that happen, and you know, time is money here, so sometimes there's delays at the restaurant, there's traffic and stuff like that, so you know, it's good to be compensated for it. This was a tip order, so thankfully that's good. But yeah, like I said, I've never driven to someone's house where they were cooking out of, but I've heard about it on DoorDash. Those things are popping up all over the country, so that's cool. Nothing else has popped up so far except a very, very small McDonald's order. And again, it's like that was either a $1 tip or no tip. I know the effort I have to go through to go 5 miles in my area. It's not that easy. Obviously the person doesn't want to go out either. I've been doing this for many years now. I've been on DoorDash for 4 years, on Instacart for 5.5. So I kind of can look at an order and say, yeah, it looks good, like making $21 would be nice, but that's again before gas and taxes, and it's raining, so I have to consider that there will be delays in my travels. So I'm gonna wait for something a little bit more local. Oh, nice. So I did get a tip increase. That was very nice. DoorDash didn't used to have that. Uber Eats is really good about kind of asking customers to increase their tip. I've gotten some crazy tip increases there, up to like $20, but this is very nice. I appreciate it. I'm gonna drive to a busier area with the restaurants, so I'm not going to go back to where we just were because it's such a cluster. Alright, there's a bus. Alright, yeah, I better bounce. Okay, gonna do a Chick-fil-A order that's gonna take me a little bit into a rural area, where I probably won't get anything until I backtrack, so we'll see how it goes. I parked slightly illegally. Okay, I'll hurry up. Some technical difficulties here. It's done. It's pouched in the back. I always put everything in bags. Keep everything nice and hot, everything nice and cool. And let's go see where it takes us. Google Maps definitely spun me around here a few times. It said I had arrived several times and there was no street name that matched or house number, so I finally used Apple navigation, which then got me to the right destination. I might do another. I'm kind of outside of my zone for DoorDash. Like I said, I would end up a little bit more in a rural area. That's not a problem. Google Maps was completely wrong this time. It happens quite a bit. It put me one road over and thought I could just walk through or something. It was very bizarre. So I turned on Apple navigation and that worked okay. The lady understood. She said, yeah, that happens. If stuff like that does happen and you're a customer, just put instructions saying, sometimes Google Maps will say this, it's, you know, use another navigation or whatever. I am going to do another. I'm outside my zone, like I said. Maybe just one more. I'm kind of tired. It was, usually I don't drive around this much, especially in the rain, and it took me kind of far. I am going to see if I can get an order back into my hometown and call it a night. So we'll see. I drove back into a busier area and I am outside of Chopped. DoorDash said it would be busy. I never really go by that because by the time you get there it's no longer busy or a lot of people are waiting, so I usually don't, but let's just see if something in this area pops up and takes me back home so I can call it a night. I usually am pretty strategic. Today was a little bit weird. It wasn't that busy, and then it was rainy, so I kind of took the higher paying orders that came up, and it was just the two. Sometimes it happens. It's such a hit or miss kind of situation, unfortunately, for the, I know a lot of people do depend on this for extra income, but it's very fickle. Sometimes you think it's not busy, and then it says it's super busy. And today I definitely thought it was going to be busier because of the rain. A lot of times. Last week I made $122 in the rain, or 2 weeks ago, I think. So I don't want to go home without getting paid for it. I usually, like I said, I'm very strategic about that. So fingers crossed. I'm about 18 minutes away from where I live, so I'd like to wait for like something over $10. That would get me there and get paid for going home. Let's see. There we go. That's taking me home. Perfection. Literally home. All right, let's do it. The wait was just a couple of minutes, so that was no big deal. I do have a pizza bag. I have a couple of bags depending on like sizes of things, but I think this one is my DoorDash, my official gear. I'm just gonna put it in there. My final dash today. Rainy day dash, almost over. 20 minutes, and then it's literally right by my house. So I'm actually pretty happy. I like when that works out. So let's go. My hair's having a field day. That was the last delivery. There is no more. I have a screen recording, but as you can see, it's green. That means there are no more orders in all of the zones here, which is, like I said, unusual. Just as I logged off, there were some orders, and I decided to do one more. It's a double Taco Bell. It's small. It's within my area. It's $9. It's 2 people. 2 customers, so it should be quick, and then I'll call it a night. There was one very good one that was going to take me right back where I just came from, and I just wasn't sure if there was going to be something else, or else I would have done it. It was $18, probably more, because sometimes DoorDash says it's one thing and then it is higher, but that's okay. Sometimes the fast food places aren't that fast, so I've had some bad experiences at like McDonald's. Everyone's like, oh, it's fast food, it should be quick. It really sometimes isn't, but we'll see. So the wait for both orders was almost 20 minutes. Each customer gets their own bag to keep things warm and secure. So that did take quite a bit longer. I gotta get going. As anticipated, sometimes the fast food places are like that. This is so my last one. I'm not doing another. So this person kind of came from the other side of the house, wanted their order. Sometimes things happen where, they say one thing and then they just meet you or whatever. So you have to be flexible, but also protect like your ratings and stuff. If they say, oh yeah, I never got the order or something, that does happen. I've had that happen before for sure. All right, this is now definitely it. I traveled a little bit, but I'm still within 9 minutes of my home area, so that's no big deal. I'm going home. And this was Rainy Day Dash. Rainy Day Dash was a little bit of a bust, but it happens. That's the reality of gig work, and I want to show that reality.